All right. Morning, gentlemen. We are on Daf. Today is Daf Samach Zayin. We will finish the parak. We'll stop when we finish the parak. But right now, we left off the bottom line on Samach Vav Amud Beis. So we were discussing what to do. I guess by I think it was a fever we discussed last time. And just when you think it was over, now the Gemara doubles down and gives you a couple more cases. So Amar Rav Huna says, Rav Huna, Ishta tilsa for an ishta. Ishta is like a fever, like from the word aish, right? From ishta of tilsa of 3 days, right, for a long period of time. So here's what you need, right? Here is the recipe. If you want to grab a pen and paper to write it down. Laisi shiva silve mishiva dikle. Go ahead and take 7 branches from 7 dekalim, 7 palm trees. The shiva tziva mishiva kashure, and 7 pieces of wood, right, from 7 beams. The shiva sike mishiva gashure, and 7 stakes or pegs, right? You say this as Rashi says, from 7 bridges. The shiva katimi mishiva tanuri, and 7 different types of ash from 7 different ovens. The shiva afri mishiva sinre, and then 7 different types of dirt from underneath, like the door sill, right, where the door opens and closes. Right from there, the shiva kufri mishiva arbi, and 7 types of pitch or tar from 7 different ships. The shiva bune kumune, and 7 pieces of kumin. The shiva bene medikra de kalba sava, and then 7 hairs from an old dog. And go ahead and tie them up together and put them around your neck and then on a piece of hair, and then wear it, and then that will reduce your 3-day fever. How that works, I don't know, but that was what was stated in the Gemara. And Amar Rabbi Yochanan liishta tzimrusa, right, for a very hot fire, what should you do? So lishkal sakina dekula parzla. Go ahead and take a very sharp knife made of iron. Go find a vardina, like a type of thorn bush, right? I think vered, is a rose, I think, in modern Hebrew. But go ahead and take this type of and obviously roses have thorns. So go ahead to this thorn bush, and go ahead and take a piece of hair and hang it on there. And Yom Hakam, on the first day, go ahead and first day take a little chop at it, cut a little bit of the bush, and say the pasuk by Moshe Rabbeinu from the Sneh. Say Vayar Malach Hashem Elav, right? And say, and you saw the Malach Hashem was in there. In other words, basically we're going to be discussing this pasuk of Sneh. Why? Because there was a fire that was not consuming, that was not going away or burning through. So it's just like that fire, right? Moshe Rabbeinu was puzzled and baffled with that fire. And that burning should go away and not destroy the bush. So too, we want this fever, this burning also to go away. So therefore, it sort of makes it similar to that case. So the first pasuk on the first day, the first pasuk should be said, Vayar Melech Hashem Elav, which is actually the first pasuk over there in Shmos, which is pasuk Beis. It's going to go Beis Gimel Dalet, right? And the next pasuk Lamachar, on the next day, Lichrek Leipurta, go ahead and cut a little more of a layman and say, Vayomer Moshe Asur Navera. And he said, let me turn aside and see what's going on here. And then the next day, come back and cut it even a little more of a lema and say, Vayar Hashem kisar liros. And then Hashem saw, right, that he turned aside to see what was going on. And in other words, and then the fever was basically going to be removed. The fire was going to be removed. And so too, just like this fire was to be removed from the sneh, so too this fever, this fire should be removed from this person. And Amar Le Rav Acha Bered Rav Ashi. I Velema. What about the next pasuk? Pasuk Vav. Right. We did Beis Gimel Dalet. Excuse me. Right. Yeah. Beis Gimel Dalet. But on the next pasuk, hey. Vayomer Al Tigav Halom. So what about the pasuk when he says, right? Don't come closer. Remove your shoes. So on and so forth. And it's because it's going away. So El Liyema Kamalema. Rather, the first day, say the first 2 psukim. Vayomer Melech Hashem Elav and Vayomer Moshe. So take psukim Beis and Gimel. Ulamachar layman, then say pasuk Zal Vayar Hashem kisar lirais. Ulamachar, and the third day say Vayomer Al Tigav Halom. So we keep pasuk lay, and now when this fever is over, l'sisa v'lisa v'lema hachi. You should go ahead and say this hasneh sneh, right? This sneh, this bush La mishum de gavois mikol iloni ashrei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shechina Selecha. El mishum de maichis mikol iloni ashrei Kodesh HaBrich Shechina Selecha. Right? It wasn't because you were the greatest and the haughtiest, right, and the highest type of bushes that you were I use you, but rather because you were the most humble bush. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose you. And just like the fire of Hanan, Mishael, and Azariah, when the fire was removed and did not destroy them, and it was the fire was thrown away. So too the fire upon Ploni, myself, and it says the name or whoever is for us. So too the fire should be removed and thrown away. Fine. So that was a case for fevers. We finished discussing fevers. Now on to the next disease. Lasimta, for boils. Lemahach, you should say this. So once again, this is different types of malachim or shedim. So you should say baz bazia, mas masya, kas kasya, sharle v'amarle. Right, so those are elu malachi dishtalchu me'ara de Sodom la'asa shchina kivin. Right, those are the malachim that came from Sodom to go ahead and these types of malachim, whatever they are, they heal boils. And bazach, bazich, baz bezich, mas masich, komun kamich. So all these words, and they don't necessarily have meaning. That was just sort of the quote unquote recipe or whatever was said in order to remove the boils. So he says, right? Remain the same color that you are. In other words, these boils should not get any worse, right? Right? In other words, and where you are, zarecha kalut, you should be like a kalut, something that doesn't go ahead and give fruit and multiply. Ukapridon, like a mule, delay paraboloy rabia, like a mule that doesn't go ahead and doesn't increase, right? It's sterile, right? The boil should be like sterile and not increase, and not in number or in redness. And kach latifra v'latirba kagufi bar plonis bar plonis. So too, you should not go ahead and grow like plonis bar plonis. In other words, once again, you should remain, stagnant and not grow and go away. So that was for boils. Now lekipa. So when it comes to kibbutz, when it comes for blisters, say this: cherev shalufa v'kelad natusha, right? A sword that's drawn out in a slingshot that's used. Lo yishmei yoichav. Its name is not yoichav. Chaylin machavim, right? Painful injuries or painful diseases, sicknesses, and that's what you should say in order for the removal of blisters. L'shida. Now, when it comes to shadim, to remove shadim, leimahachi, say this: havis depakik chavis, right? You were stopped up, and stopped up were you. Lita, you should be cursed. Tover, broken, mushumas, and put in cherem. Bartit, bartame, bartina, beshamgaz, merigaz, vistamai. And so say all these things as a recipe, and these words, I don't know if it's, I would say gibberish, but these words, whether the names of different malachim, it doesn't say here, but say this recipe in order for the shadim to go away. And finally, l'shida the beis hakisei, and for a shade of a beis hakisei, le'mahachi, say this: Ar karkafe da'ari ba'usei de guriasa. On the head of a lion and on the nose of a lion, ashachun l'shida is found this certain shade, this certain demon, bar sharika panda. Right, you'll find this demon called bar sharika panda, the mishrei de karti chavite. And on a cartier, right? It's like on a leak, right? That he hit him down, belua the chamra charte, right? With a bone of a jawbone of a donkey that will hit down this, this type of this demon of bar sharika panda. Fine. So that was these the Gemara there about different healings and how they were used, and as stated in the Gemara. So now, back to what we discussed in the Mishnah. So we discussed in the Mishnah yesterday, we had a Mishnah. Mishnah says, we said earlier that we got onto this because bunny can go out, the ksharim, right, knots, and different knots were used for different ailments, for healing. And then it said, b'nei malachim, right, and the princes can go ahead and bizakin, with bells. So the Gemara says man tana. So and then the Gemara says, right, it's referring to everybody, not just they're the ones who are customary to go out. So man tana. So who is the Tanas? Rabbi Yisrael, it must be Rabbi Shimon the Omar Kol Yisrael Bnei Malachim. That all the Jews are considered to be Bnei Malachim. Now that's why Bnei Malachim are all called Bnei Malachim, and therefore all the Jews are allowed to go out in it because it's the normal derech, because it's the derech of royalty to go ahead and wear bells. So to wear royalty, and therefore we're allowed to wear bells. And Rav Omar. And Rava says no, but arig besusa v'divrei kol. Says no, it doesn't actually literally mean a bell, right? Because you might come to carry it. Rather, it could be someone that is sewed on, and since it is sewed on, and therefore there is no chashash of it to fall out, and therefore one would be mutter for him to go ahead and wear it on Shabbos. Fine. Nai Mishnah. Mishnah says, final Mishnah of the parak, Yaitzin.
Nai Mishnah.
Naya Misha. So now we think, okay, we got beyond the that which we spoke about earlier about these different types of ailments and ways to cure them. So we think we're done, but the Gemara goes right back into it. So Yaitzin the Beitzat Hachargul. One is allowed to go out with the egg. He has a small egg of a chargul, type of locust, right? They used to wear them in their ear, but shein shua, or the tooth of a fox, or with a nail from the gallows, perhaps from the crucifixions or something, nails which were used, and those can partially be used for healing. Right, we'll soon see. Mishum refuah, divrei meir, korban meir, because of refuah. So all these things were worn, perhaps for refuah, for ways of treating. However, chachamim say aser. Why? Af b'chol, not only on Shabbos because of carrying, rather even during the week. Why is that? Mishum darchei amori, because of darchei amori. Right, darchei amori, as Rashi says, nichushu, it's like a type of like a black magic or sorcery. Right, in their ways you should not go. So since they did things that were not, there was no medical science behind it. Rather, it was more heebie-jeebie. So therefore, one would not be permitted because that's called mishum darchei amori. Right, and obviously the other ones were not, that we mentioned till now, as the remedies we were given were not something that were just unproven or no science behind it, but rather it would be mutter. So let's see the Gemara. So it says the Gemara, Yaitzin bebeitzach hachargul. So the Avdi, so he said that l'shichla. So over there, one could go out with an egg of a chargul, right, this locust, but that's used for an earache. He hangs on his ear. V'shein shashul, the Avdi l'shinasa. And the tooth of a fox is actually used for sleep ailments, such as the chai lamandanayim. So if it's you take a tooth for a live fox for the purpose of a person who is naim, basically for a person who he keeps falling asleep, in other words, to help him keep awake, right, instead of a coffee, right, get him a tooth of a live fox. With the misa, and you take for a dead fox, laman duloinayim, a person who can't fall asleep, go ahead and wear a tooth around your neck of a dead fox, that should help you go to sleep. Umesamer minat saluv, and then also a nail from the places, I guess, where they used to hang from the crucifixions or whatever, from where they used to hang the bodies. The avdi lezirpa, that was used for zirpa. Zirpa is to go ahead and heal wounds, right, on one's body. It would help heal wounds, I guess, the metal from there. Now mishum refuah, it says over there because of refuah. The Gemara says divrei meir, so that was the opinion of Rav Meir. And Abayi v'Rabba davar tavayu kol davar sheish bo mishum refuah ein bo mishum darchei amori. Something that has some sort of healing to it, right? That is something that there is no problem of darchei amori. Since there's some sort of medical, right, reason for it, that's not called darchei amori. But if there is no medical science behind it, then yesh darchei amori. That is a problem of darchei amori. If a tree, let's say, is losing all its fruits, and its fruits are falling out, they fall off too early, they're not ripening, or whatever it is, they don't stay in the tree long enough. So go ahead and paint it red, and go ahead and dump a lot of stones on it. So I understand why they want to go ahead and stones on it, in order to basically go ahead and weaken the tree. In other words, it won't produce its fruit so fast, and since it won't produce its fruit so fast, therefore the fruit will remain on the tree to ripen properly. My refuah covet. So how could you go ahead and paint the tree? There is no refuah for that to go ahead and get better. So why would you be able to go ahead and paint it? That seems like darchei amori. So Gemara says, no, you can't. No, in order for people to see it, they say, oh, it's painted red. It must be that this guy needs, some art philos for his produce, that it should, it should ripen properly. In a brisa, it says, tame, yikar, right? It says over there by the Mitzvah, it says over there he should warn others. It says it twice, tame, basically telling you that not only he should go out and be by its own and warn others not to get tummy from him, but he should inform people that he is tame in order that they should be mispala and he'll be on his behalf. And sarich ladila tzara l'rabim. But Rabbi Makshim love Rachman, so he should go ahead and inform the public, and they should go ahead and be mispala on his behalf. And Amar Ravina says, Ravina, Kaman Talina Kufse Bedikva, right? So, and who does this go like that? Which we say that you go ahead and you hang up dates by a palm tree, right? Why would they hang up, let's say, like a bag of dates by a palm tree? Tana, like this Tana, right? In other words, that they would go ahead and they would hang dates, I guess, if a tree would not produce proper fruit. And therefore, in order to inform others that they should go ahead and be mispalel on his behalf for his parnasa. So, Tani, Tama, Beperek, Amayri, Kamei, the Rabbi Chia Barala. So they taught Perek, a lot of different halachas of this Darche Amayri in front of Rabbi Chia Baravin. And Amarle, Kulu, Isbu, Mishum, Darche Amayri, Lebar Mehani. Right? All these cases that they went through, all these are issues of Darche Amayri. There is no medical or scientific support for it. Labar Mehani, except for these two cases, which we'll say. So what are they? So Mishli Yeshlo Etzem Begrown, a person has, let's say, a bone stuck in his throat. So maybe Miyaisa Hamin, he brings a bone from the same type of animal, whatever the bone was from. He puts it on his forehead, and says this: Chad nochis bolo nochis chad, right? Right, go down, right, one by one, go down, be swallowed, go down one by one. That's not because of Darche Amayri. I guess there is some sort of reason why that is done. And leidra lemahachin, and let's say it's from a fish, right? If a fish, and it was also, once again, it was stuck in his throat, what does he do? So nigatzta b'mechet, right? So you should say to it, right? So la'ajle mehachi. So nigatzta b'mechet, right? You're stuck like a needle, like a mechet, and nigalta b'tris, right? And you're locked in like a tris, right? Like a window, like shutters. Shaya, go down. So that's what he says for the fish bone, and these are not issues of Darche Amayri. Now, ha'omer gad gedi, one who says basically that top of the next page, right, that his mazel should change, right, the sanuk lo ishki v'bushchi, right, and that shouldn't change, or my mazel should be good, and it shouldn't change not during the day or night. Yesh bo mishum Darche Amayri. Saying this line is considered to be Darche Amayri. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, God ain't el lashon avodah zarah. Not only is it a problem of Darche Amayri, but the lashon God, right, used here is used in a way of avodah zarah. Shnamar, as the pasuk says, ha'orichim legad shulchan, right? They set the table for God. So that is also, God is also used for Shem avodah zarah, and it would also be an issue of avodah zarah. And who bishma v'hi bishmo. And let's say a man calls his wife by his name, and she calls him by her name. They mix up the names. That's something that the Amari used to do. Yesh b'mishum Darche Amayri. And doni yesh b'mishum Darche Amayri. Right. In other words, one says dun doni, that his barrels should be strengthened. It's also a problem of Darche Amayri and Rabbi Yehuda. And it says Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ain't don el lashon avodah zarah. Don is also a lashon avodah zarah. Shnamar, as the pasuk says, hanashbein ba'ashmas shemer v'amrun chai Elohecha don. Right, and those used to swear in the Shema that say, right, from your God don. So we see that don is considered to be a Shem avodah zarah, and this is if he's used in this manner. Obviously, he's one of the Shvatim, and also my middle name. But over here, it's used as a type of avodah zarah, right, to turn to it for some sort of healing power, or that it has some sort of power. Ha'omer la'orev tzarach u'larvasa shriki v'chzili zanevech l'toiva. One who says to a raven, right, tzrach, right, go ahead, and tzrach is like make a noise like a frog, or a vusa, or to a female raven. It says to it, shriki, right, to go ahead and shriki, make a noise, and turn your tail to me for good. Yesh bo mishum Darche Amayri. Once again, this is considered to be Darche Amayri. And ha'omer shachtu tarnagol zeh shekara orvis, or shech this tarnagol because it makes a sound like a raven, or tarnagolis, shakara gavris, or this female hen that makes noise like a gavris, like a rooster. Yesh bo mishum darchei mari. All these are examples of darchei mari. And eshta v'yosir, let me drink a little bit, and I'll have enough left over, enough left over, so that a little bit. So in other words, basically that which I'm drinking will make me full of more than I would normally be full from drinking so little. Also, yesh b'mishum darchei mari is also an issue of darchei mari. And hamivakas beitzim b'kaisel b'fnei afrochim, one who goes ahead and smashes eggs against a wall in front of afrochim, in front of chicks that are hatching. Also, you know that this should be good, right? Yesh b'mishum darchei mari. It's also issue of darchei mari. V'hamagis b'fnei afrochim, one who stirs around before afrochim as they're hatching. Also, yesh b'mishum darchei mari. So you're doing that darchei mari because it doesn't really affect anything. And hamarakedes, one who dances in front of, or hamayna v'shivi mechad afrochim, or he counts 71 afrochim v'shvil shaleimus in order that they should not die. Then yesh b'mishum darchei mari. There's also issues of darchei mari. Now, those are with now we go into the kitchen, right? Hamarakedes lekutach, one who goes ahead and dances in front of their meal, their kutach, right? The type of a meal which we had, this type of moldy dip or something like that. So one who goes ahead and dances in front of the kudach, right? So that the kudach is strong and good for that purpose, not just because you're bored. Or mishatekes la'adashim, or you make sure there's silence. You cook your lentils in silence. V'amitzavach legrisim, or you make a lot of noise and yell when you're cooking beans. Yesh bo mishum darchei mari. Since none of these really can affect the cooking, therefore this is called darchei mari. And hamishtanen is b'fnei kedei rasa, right? I don't encourage this, but one who goes ahead and goes to the bathroom, urinates in front of their pot, b'shvil shetivashel mehera, in order that the food should go ahead and cook quickly. So they go ahead and basically they urinate. They go to the bathroom in front of their cooked dish. It should cook quicker. It sounds
like they need olive oil.
What is it?
It sounds like they needed olive oil back then.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. About nice thing, but it says over there, you're allowed to go ahead and put a piece of wood, right? A little sponge of wood, or basically broken glass in the kedera, in the pot, in order for it to cook quicker. And that was mutter. Why? Because you go ahead and you put something inside for it to cook. Perhaps that heats up also, and it heats up that which is in the pot. The Chaim answered glass because of the sakana, so therefore, because it was dangerous to have glass in there, perhaps someone will get the food and it'll become dangerous and therefore be forbidden. So Taner Rabbanan Naisnin Bul Shel Melach L'Seichaner B'Shil Shetair V'Talik. One's allowed to go ahead and put a handful of salt inside a candle in order that it should go ahead and burn brighter. That's not an issue, because that is, once again, that's scientifically we're helping it out. You also go ahead and allow to put some sort of mortar or mud underneath a candle in order that, because that won't allow it to cook so well. So therefore, you're allowed to use that, because that will basically not let it, as much oil enter by the flame, and therefore it will last longer. It won't be as bright, but it will last longer. And Amar Zutra Haima the Michsi Shraga the Mishcha Umaga but Nafta. Cover Mishum Bal Tashchas, a person who goes ahead and covers a fire and he increases the heat, that it should go ahead and burn quicker. No, there's no advantage besides the fact that it's burning quicker. That's the problem about Tashchas. He's destroying something, making something go bad, where it did not need to go bad otherwise. It would have lasted longer. And finally, so this basically comes a little more in Ogeya. Chamra v'chayil pum rabbanan ein bo mishum darchei mari. One who goes ahead and takes his cup and he says, this wine, right, should be the life to the pum rabbanan, to the mouths of the rabbis, right? He says l'chaim, right? He says l'chaim. That is not an issue of darchei mari. That's more of a bracha. That's more giving a bracha to the rabbanan. And Ma'aseh Rabbi Kiva shasa mishta lebanon. One time the Ma'aseh Rabbi Kiva was making a mishta party for his son, a chasna. Right, and every cup they brought out, and they said, "Chamra v'chayil purabana." They said this wine should go to life, at the mouths of the rabbis, and chaye v'chamra l'pum rabana l'pum tamidin. And also it should be for life to the for the wine for the mouths of the rabbanan and to the mouths of the talmidim. Hajan Bama Isha Yisa. So Mazel Tov. We'll stop here.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, zimin doiv,
And we'll stop
zimin
here.
doiv, mazel tov, zimin doiv.
All right, everyone should have a wonderful day. Be well. Enjoy.